and so am I. It's amazing. Here we are for another edition of Boozing with Jude. And this one, aren't they all though, is very special. This one is dedicated to my good friend, Kay Henderson. Hey Kay, why? Why Jude, and who is Kay? Well, first of all, before I get into that, if you hear noise in the background, that's my good friend Max. She's chewing on her ball. And that's her way of saying, why aren't we outside playing with my ball? Well, okay, there's snow everywhere, but we will. It's just not time. You know, her clock's a little ahead. But Kay, back to Kay. So who's Kay? Well, Kay, I've known Kay since I lived in London the first time, not that I'm bragging, in the mid-90s. We worked together. Now, Kay lived in London, and with her husband Ewan and her daughter Charlotte. They were great, had a great time with all of them. But Kay is from Wales. She's from Wales. So, you know, what's a couldin'? It's crackin'. What's a couldin'? That's how they talk there. I visited her. She now lives in Wales again. I actually visited her there and became fluent in Welsh just by, reading the street signs. Right? Yeah. Hey, Pat, can I buy a vowel? I'm double Y's and double D's in like the biggest town ever. Like the name has like 500 letters in it. Kay can pronounce it. I struggle a little bit with it. But anyway, so she's Welsh, she's from Wales, and she's in Wales celebrating her birthday on the 19th of December. Now, what's special about that? Well, she's 10 days younger than Dame Judi Dench. So, well, okay, they're doppelgangers. Right. Most people think, when they meet Kay, it's like, she reminds me of Judi Dench. Now, if you don't know who Judi Dench is, why are you watching my show, just FYI? So, famous, Dame Judi Dench, famous actress, and nothing to do with Kay, but Judi Dench was M for a while in some of the James Bond films with what's his name, Pierce Brosnan, and then Daniel Craig. And then they killed her off in Skyfall. Okay, so I'm sitting in this theater, and I knew she wasn't going to be on it as M anymore, but I'm sorry, I didn't see this coming, so I'm by myself watching Skyfall, and she dies, and I'm like, and then you hear from like the back of the theater where I was sitting, no! Yeah, you heard that, and people turned around, and I'm like, what? They killed her. I wasn't expecting it. Anyway, so Kay, she talks like her, she uses the same expressions, she moves like her, she even dresses like her. Yeah. So it's really interesting that they're like exact same age, minus 10 days. Kay's much younger, 10 days younger. Anyway, so I'm dedicating this particular cocktail called the Sbagliato to my friend Kay Henderson. We've had some fun, Kay and I. We've when I lived in London, mostly the second time, not that I'm bragging, we went on a lot of good trips together. I think the first one we went on that was like outside of the UK was to Sicily, Sicilia. We went to a place called Cefalù, and Cefalù is on the Mediterranean Sea. And so remember, Kay, we were at that really great resort called the Alberi di Paradiso, something like that. Birds of Paradise, right? And it was way up this hill. She kind of complained. Now, Kay can beat me all to HECK, all to heck when it's walking. She just walks way ahead of me. But this was a big walk up. It was like walking straight up. Okay, so we were a little tired when we got there. But then at the end of every day, we would go sit outside at a table on their patio, which overlooked the town and the Med. And our favorite guy, our favorite bartender, Davide, would bring us a glass of Prosecco, which is the Italian sparkling wine, and then he would bring us an aperitivo, some snacks, and then after our second glass, he'd bring us bruschetta. Do you remember that bruschetta? It was like the tomatoes, or as Kay would say, tomatoes on that bruschetta were like candy. Oh my God. And so, it was warm, and the sun was going down, and oh my God, did we have a good time. So that was Sicily. We went to Rome, and we spent some time with our friend Pamela Canavacci. You might remember my friend Pamela Canavacci, to whom I dedicated the Pims episode, because, she called it Pimps. Anyways, so we went there, and then we went to Poland. We hung out with my friend Adam. We had some good times. And all through it, we had some drinks. Now, Kay is not a cocktail drinker. But I thought, I can't just sit here, and she likes her white wine, and she likes her Prosecco. She likes her champagne. Back in the day, we had some Bollies, and we had some Taittinger, and we've had some, even I gave her and you a bottle of Dom Perignon for their anniversary one year. And they even shared it with me, and that's when I fell in love with it. And you know, back then I was just using credit cards because it didn't seem like it was real money. But you know, I know better now. So yeah, but you know, now we're drinking Prosecco. Yeah. So anyways, so Kay likes her wine and she likes Prosecco. So she doesn't drink cocktails, but Kay, I'm gonna try to convince you to try the Sbagliato for your birthday. The Sbagliato. So what does that mean? It means, quite frankly, mess, wrong, incorrect, bungled. It's not right. Well, that's a weird name for a drink, Jude. Why is it called that? And I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. So you remember the Negroni? We all do because we love it, and I've made it, and my English friends love their Negronis. So it's a take on the Negroni, and which goes back, you know, to whatever, I don't know, 5,000 years back down in Firenze in Florence. So the Negroni was named after Count somebody Negroni, right? And you know, he used to drink the Americano. The Americano was basically a drink up in northern Italy that was Campari, which is our Italian Amaro, Antica Formula, which is our Italian sweet vermouth. Sorry, I drew a blank for a second. I love this stuff. It's expensive and I'm really afraid to use it. And then it was used in soda water. And he goes into his bar in Florence one day wanting something more powerful, stronger. So his bartender takes the Americano and he takes out the soda water and replaces it with gin. Thus, the Negroni was born, named after Count Negroni, whatever his first name is. I don't recall. Now, the Sbagliato apparently was created in 1971. Some bartender in Milan, instead of putting Campari and sweet vermouth and gin in it, the Negroni, he mistakenly, I don't know how you do this, poured in sparkling wine, probably Prosecco. And thus was born this mistake, Sbagliato. It's pretty tasty drink. Yeah. So I'm going to make this for Kay's birthday because it's Italian and we've had our fun in Italy. And it's got Prosecco in it, which she drinks. Look, Kay, the Antica Formula, the sweet vermouth, is a wine. So basically you've got 2 wines in there and 1 shot of a little bit of a bitter, Amaro, a Campari. I mean, come on. It's red. It's Christmas. So I think you should try it for your birthday. How do we make it, folks? We're going to put it on in a rocks glass. I've got a big piece of ice. You don't have to. And in the ice, just for fun, there's a blackberry in the middle. So when it melts, you'll have that. And I'm going to garnish it, interestingly, with 3 cranberries. Only because it's Christmas, not because it probably fits in this drink. You know, you might want to use an orange wheel or a lime wheel, but I'm doing these little cranberries. So here we go. Now, the Negroni is 1 part of each of all 3. So what we're going to do is, with the Sbagliato, we're going to do 1 part Campari, 1 part of the Antica Formula, and then we'll just top it with Prosecco. So what's left, right? And then Bob's your uncle. Kraken. What's a kuchen? I mean, come on, Kay. That's spot on. Okay, so here we go. We're going to just take 1 ounce of Campari, which, as you remember, is the Milano from Milan, the Amaro. And it's the red kind of bitter. I also like a Campari and soda. I got that from my friend Father Stewart. Or, excuse me, Canon Stewart. So that's a nice drink in the summer, too. A little orange wedge in it. Or orange piece, whatever you call that. So, and then 1 part of our Antica Formula, the Carpano Antica Formula. As you know, I love this. It's very expensive, but I don't care for like the very inexpensive Martini and Rossi. I'm not a fan of Cinzano. I do like what's the other one? Noi Prat. Noi Prat is not bad, but if we're going to the top, and I like the taste of this Carpano Antica Formula, which I could drink pretty straight if I wanted to. Okay, I think you'd like it too. It is herbal. It's medicinal, but not as medicinal and herbal as the Campari. So there we go. We've got those 2 in. Ow! And now we're just going to take out, you know, there are Proseccos and there are Proseccos. Or as I'd like to say, there are Proseccos and there are Proseccos. You know, the great thing about Prosecco is it's a really nice sparkling wine that does not run to the cost of even a Veuve Clicquot, like a champagne. I mean, if you want your sparkling, bubbly, and you don't want something hideous, Prosecco is the way to go. The value is great. But, you know, this is a regular DOC. It's not like the high end, and I get little bottles because, you know, I'm not going to open a whole bottle and drink it. I mean, I could, but I won't. So, get a Prosecco and just top it. I mean, if you want to top it with champagne, okay, you just go right ahead. So we're just going to top that drink. That's probably a little fuller than I would like, but it's going to go down. It's going to fizz. And I'm just going to stir it a teeny bit just to get the color mixed in and get the 3 alcohols mixed in. And by the way, this is not going to kill you, this one. This is not an overly powerful alcohol by volume drink. It's refreshing. It's going to be a pretty color. For Christmas, we're going to take our 3 cranberries, drop them in the top. Bob's your uncle. And we're going to say to Kay, what are we going to say to Kay? We'll say, happy birthday, Kay. It's always a pleasure chatting with you and traveling with you. I hope I see you soon. And yakida, Kay. Yakida, do you know what that means? That means, in Welsh, that's salute, which is cheers in Italian. So, yakida to Kay, happy birthday. Guys, you're going to love this drink. Kay, you're going to love this drink. Just make it. Come on. Just go out and get the ingredients and have a birthday cocktail. And that's going to be it for now. I'll probably do one more Christmas cocktail. Remember, love in any language. I'm sure there's love in Welsh there. I don't know what it means, but I got this really cheap sweatshirt years ago, and I love it. It's got all these words for love in different languages. So, Kay, you probably wouldn't know what that means, but I love you. I hope you have a great birthday. And to my 37 subscribers and those watching, love you too. So guys, have a great time. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining me on Boozing with Jude. Have a good one.